A bowl of oatmeal with granola, dried cranberries, and honey looks like a sound breakfast choice. In a clinical sense, it is closer to dessert. The ingredients that are supposed to help blood sugar are simply outnumbered by the ones that spike it. That is not a superfood problem, but a meal design problem. The fix does not require you to buy anything new. Superfoods carry real benefits on paper. Berries have fiber, oats have slow digesting starch, and seeds add bulk. But these benefits depend entirely on what surrounds them. A helpful ingredient inside a poorly built meal does not behave like a helpful one. That is why the list matters less than the context. Fiber slows digestion and keeps glucose from rushing into the blood at once, but fiber surrounded by added sugar cannot do that job. The portion, the add-ons, and meal timing decide whether any benefit survives. Blood sugar rises when carbohydrates break down. Carbohydrates are starches and sugars in food. They turn into glucose, the simple sugar your body uses for energy. Helpful foods slow that rise, make it smaller, or make the meal more satisfying. Insulin is the hormone that moves glucose into cells. Fiber is the part of plants your body cannot digest. It slows the pace of digestion and delays how quickly sugar reaches blood. Protein helps by keeping hunger from returning too soon. An ordinary food can beat an expensive superfood powder. Beans are not glamorous, but they bring starch, fiber, and protein together. That combination steadies blood sugar better than most superfood drinks. Basic meals often work better. Berries carry real value. Their fiber and water content slow the sugar load compared to juice, but a cup of berries is not the same as a glass of berry juice. Liquid removes the natural break that whole fruit provides. Oats follow the same pattern. Steel-cut oats digest more slowly than most instant packets. Plain oats with nuts behave differently from sweet oats with brown sugar. The food is not the whole story. The bowl matters. Seeds can help when they act like brakes. Chia and flax absorb water and add fiber, which can slow digestion. But a spoonful in a sweet smoothie is not a shield. The seed may be healthy, while the drink still behaves like dessert. Cinnamon is the most familiar spice claim for blood sugar. Studies show mixed results for fasting levels. Treat it as flavor, not treatment. If cinnamon helps you use less sugar, that is useful. If it replaces lab work or medication reviews, that is a risk. These individual foods are worth knowing, but the harder part to admit is not the food that fails you. It is the story around the food that does. Healthy language makes overeating feel earned. People layer granola, honey, nut butter, and dried fruit onto a bowl of oats that already has fiber. Each item sounds harmless alone. Together, the bowl delivers more sugar than most desserts, with a wellness label on top. Even a useful food can be the wrong choice for your situation. One person needs more fiber and better meal balance. Another already has that balance but keeps adding healthy extras. The label sounds right. The total load keeps climbing. Some superfood routines fail, not because evidence is weak, but because the downsides go unmentioned. Vinegar may slightly reduce a blood sugar rise after a meal, but it can worsen acid reflux, harm tooth enamel, or cause nausea. A small benefit paired with real side effects is not a daily ritual for everyone. Trendy foods can fit when they do not arrive with a sugar-heavy topping. Green tea adds no caloric load. Fermented foods support digestion without a blood sugar cost. Cocoa and turmeric add flavor without adding sugar. The difference is that these foods do not undo themselves. The foundation is simpler than the superfood list. Pair high-fiber carbohydrates with protein and unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fat means fat from nuts, seeds, avocado, fish, and plant oils. That combination slows digestion and makes the meal more filling. Use a simple plate test. Half the plate should be non-starchy vegetables, which are vegetables other than potatoes, corn, and peas. 1/4 should be protein. 1/4 can be a high-fiber carbohydrate, such as beans, lentils, oats, or brown rice. Meal order can matter too. Eating vegetables and protein before starch may soften the blood sugar rise. It is not a rule that fixes every meal, but it costs nothing and changes nothing about the shopping list. Meal composition matters alongside meal order, and breakfast makes that difference easy to see. Instant oatmeal with dried cranberries, brown sugar, and juice combines several rapidly absorbed carbohydrate sources. Plain oats paired with Greek yogurt, walnuts, and a modest serving of berries adds protein, fat, and fiber. Both may sound healthy, but the second meal is more likely to produce a slower and more sustained blood sugar response. That test also applies in the store. Packaged superfoods need closer reading. A cereal can advertise ancient grains while listing sugar near the top. A bar can show seeds on the wrapper and behave like candy. Nutrition facts list one serving, but your real portion may be twice that. A label check is practical. Look at serving size first, then added sugar, fiber, and protein. A tiny listed serving can make sugar look low. Your actual portion may tell a different story. Then test the food in the amount you actually eat. A tablespoon of chia is not the same as a large chia pudding. A square of dark chocolate is not the same as the full bar. Portion decides whether the fiber or protein still does its job. Once the serving is honest, judge what it adds to the meal. A useful food should replace something faster or add something the meal was missing. If it only adds calories without adding fiber, protein, or fullness, the benefit disappears. Size is not the same as value. Fruit follows the same rules. An apple with peanut butter is different from a large glass of juice. The peel adds fiber, and chewing slows intake. Blending removes that natural pace limit. Smoothies can work, but they become risky when several fruits pile up unnoticed. A useful food for blood sugar is simple to describe. It replaces a faster starch or sugar in the meal. It adds fiber, protein, or enough fullness to reduce what comes next. It fits a normal routine without a special preparation ritual. If the ritual is doing the work, the food alone would not matter. You can track the effect without medical equipment. Pay attention to hunger and energy in the 2 hours after eating. A good meal keeps you satisfied longer and does not leave you craving something sweet within the hour. That pattern is not as precise as a blood test, but everyone can use it. Supplements are a different category. They often provide one ingredient in a concentration well beyond what food delivers. Daily food patterns are usually a safer starting point because they come with balance and variety that a concentrated extract cannot replicate. Whether food or supplement, the full pattern matters more than a single meal. A response that rises gently and returns smoothly is better than one that spikes and leaves you hungry. A food that lowers one peak but triggers a larger next snack may do more harm than good. Helpful foods lower the sugar load, add fiber, or replace fast carbohydrates. Hyped food claims use miracle language, tiny serving sizes, and routines that do not fit real life. The best superfood is a repeatable eating pattern. It beats magical thinking on an ordinary Tuesday. Medicine simplified. That's what this channel does. If you want more, hit subscribe. This is not medical advice. Consult your doctor.